Perfect. All right. Well, welcome to our webinar today. We're going to be talking about how to make TikTok ads made simple, how to stop the scroll, and create that convert. So before we actually get into the content of this webinar, first we want to give a little intro in case you don't know us. Hi, my name is Diego. I'm the growth marketer here at LemonLight. LemonLight is a video production company based out in LA, but we expand nationwide across the United States and even in some international markets. We focus on creating video content for brands who are looking to scale their marketing efforts. And Kelsey, want to give a quick intro for yourself?
Perfect. Hi, everybody. I'm Kelsey Powell. I'm the paid social director here with REQ. REQ is a full-service digital marketing agency. We specialize in paid media services from search, social, display, and out-of-home to owned media, including SEO, content marketing, and social media management, as well as web analytics, development, and design, and a full-service public relations team. Our headquarters is out in Washington, D.C., but we also have offices in Las Vegas and San Diego, where I currently reside. Been with the agency for over 10 years now, so super excited to talk to y'all about how to stop the scroll and create ads that convert.
All right. So first, we'll get into the webinar overview. Kelsey, you want to run through this?
It's a brief overview, just starting with the foundation, so why you should be paying attention to TikTok. Then we'll go into the characteristics of what makes a winning TikTok ad. From there, show you guys how to measure and track our success. We'll share some fun tips and tricks, and then showcase some of our successful TikTok campaigns that we've activated. And then we'll end with a Q&A. So please feel free to input any of your questions throughout the presentation in the chat. We have a few moderators that will be looking at it and compiling the questions for us at the end.
All right, so let's get into it.
All right, so importance of social media advertising. The digital landscape is ever evolving. From the launch of that social media networking with Facebook in 2004, where you still needed a college email just to join, to their acquisition of Instagram, a space more dedicated to photos and videos, which inspired social media platforms like Pinterest and Snapchat to arise. So now, nearly 20 years since the inception of Facebook, we have TikTok, a video-centric social media platform that has seen exponential growth in recent years. Social media is an extremely powerful marketing tool. Speaking from my own personal experience, in which I started my career as a social media project manager, helping brands build awareness by setting up business profiles with engaging posts and videos, it's no lie that social media sells. More than half the world today now uses social media, 4.8 billion people around the world to be exact. 150 million users have come online within the last 12 months, and their average daily time spent on social media is up to 2.5 hours. So this shift from traditional forms of media has created a turn in behavior, and we can now help businesses increase their ROI.
All right. So this presentation is mainly going to be around short form video content because that's mainly what TikTok's all about. And when we talk about short form video content, what we're talking about is usually videos that are between 15 and 60 seconds long. As you can see in the stats, 70% of consumers are preferring this type of short form content when learning about products or services, and marketers ourselves are starting to see a great impact in the popularity and growth of this type of format. In fact, 93% of marketers who use it say that it's actually an essential component to their marketing plan. And what this format is having in terms of like a behavior and engagement impact on our consumers or on people in general is our attention spans are shrinking. We are bombarded with so much information every day that we need to find ways to filter out things that we don't need and find things that we do. So we're always trying to look for quick engagement, quick attention grabs. And that's why our attention is shrinking, because we're trying to find something that's relevant to our problems and our situation. Because of that, demands for quick and engaging content, which is short form content, is on an uprise. And it's not even just TikTok. If you look at Instagram, if you look at Facebook, even YouTube Shorts, they're all starting to invest more and more into short form content because they know that that's a trend that's going on in today's marketing world. And most people consume this short form content on their mobile. You don't really see people going on desktops or laptops to consume short form. It's usually when you're standing in line at a grocery store or something and you're just swiping around while you're waiting for your turn to scan your food. Then you start to consume this content and so on. And because of these trends, we're starting to see short form content being the most effective format for lead generation, ROI, and overall engagement. So that leads us to the pioneer of short form video content, which is TikTok, and why you need to be paying attention to it. So first, let's give an overview on the history of TikTok. In 2022, There are 1.4 billion monthly active users at the end. And in terms of the gender split between that, it's 60% female, 40% male. So it's a pretty somewhat even split. In case, maybe you're more male dominated markets versus female, it's still a good platform either for either or. And it's expected to be at 1.8 billion by the end of this year. Now, I know what a lot of people are saying. A lot of people I think I saw people saying law firms and stuff like that in the chat. You might be saying, oh, it's just a bunch of young people on TikTok, doing dances, doing weird challenges. My audience isn't on there. Well, the data actually shows that that's not true. The fastest growing demographic is 35 to 45 in the United States, States. So your audience is definitely on there. And even if you are a little older audience, then 45 to 55 plus, there's still 20 million active users in the United States on the platform. And these numbers are just growing. TikTok is exploding. And we're going to get into some more data on how it's actually surpassing Facebook and Instagram, which are more of the popular social media apps people run ads on, which actually can kind of lead us to the next slide. So how is TikTok actually being an innovator in the short form video content space? Well, for one, it only offers short form video content. If you go to Instagram, you have Instagram stories, you have reels, you can see images, there are longer form videos, whatever it is. There's so many multiple different. You go to YouTube, there's YouTube shorts, there's 3 hour long videos, there's 10-minute long videos. It's a plethora. You go to Facebook, it's kind of similar as Instagram. Whereas TikTok, you're only getting short form video content. As soon as you log in the app, you're instantly hit with short form content. And the only thing you can do is scroll to the next video. And that is actually extremely powerful because every time you switch, let's say I'll talk about my own behavior on Instagram. When I log in on Instagram, first thing I do is I probably look through stories. I want to see what my friends and family are up to. And then after stories, I probably look through my feed. I scroll a little bit, see if there's anything interesting. Don't find anything interesting. I go to my explore page. And then your explore page, you're not instantly hit with content. You're hit with like a library of content. You can have to pick on what's something that intrigues you and go. Each one of those things is a switch. I'm switching from stories to feed to explore. And each one of those switches gives me an opportunity to leave the app. Whereas with TikTok, you don't get that opportunity to leave because you're instantly consuming. And the only thing you can do is to continue to consume. And that's why if you look at the stats, TikTok is beating everyone by a long shot on the average time spent on social media in 2023. And it's kind of funny because most people, when they think of social media advertising, they think Facebook ads and Instagram ads. And look at where Instagram and Facebook are on that list. They're at the bottom. Now, giving that, Facebook ads is still the king. I'm not saying that don't work on Facebook ads and don't focus on that. It's still very much important to include in your marketing strategy. But these are stats to show you that TikTok is also worthwhile to look into. And going back to how they're able to have such a high average time spent is that basically the way that their feed is operated or how it works, it's kind of, I like to call it a dopamine slot machine. So basically, if you look at a casino and you go to the slot machines, how is it that someone can lose so much but still continue going? It's because every time they may lose 10 times in a row, but they get that one win that gives them that dopamine to keep going. And that's the same thing with short form content on TikTok. You may go through 3 videos that don't intrigue you, but your brain is looking for that one video to get it that hit and continue going. And that's why a lot of us have probably spent time on short form, whether that's YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels, whatever, where you're just scrolling and then you realize, holy shit, I've been on this for the past 30 minutes and time just flies. And that's usually what's happening. Your brain is basically being overridden. So yeah. So why shouldn't you be ignoring TikTok like most other brands? I read this quote or heard this quote. I thought it was really interesting. You need to invest where growth is happening, not where it already happened. A lot of people are putting a lot of attention on Facebook ads, Instagram ads. And like I said before, that is very important. But you also need to be investing time where the next big thing could be coming. Because imagine where your business would be if you were the first on Google ads, if you were the first in Facebook ads in 2015, maybe the first in YouTube ads. Where would your business be if you were early to the game? You would have been able to get so much more attention at such a lower cost and really build a brand using those platforms. And TikTok is actually one of the most powerful platforms to actually go to build a brand because the algorithm is better than any other social media platform. And the numbers show it. I mean, right here, you can even see the average time on spent on a month is 25 hours, almost 26 hours compared to Facebook, who's the second runner up at, what is that, 16? So there's definitely a lot of time being spent on TikTok. And Kelsey, you can kind of go into how the algorithm works around that.
Perfect. Thanks, Diego. So we wanted to kick this off by looking at the diagram to the right, which provides a snapshot of TikTok's highly sophisticated algorithm. So when you post a video, it gets shared to a select seed amount of initial viewers, both followers and non-followers, that TikTok would deem that will engage with your video. Based on factors such as watch time, how they're engaging, are they liking, commenting, sharing it, how long are they actually watching it in relation to the actual number of video views, the video is either going to stop getting shared, so it'll be dead, or if high engagement numbers are there, it's going to continue to get shared to a higher lot of people. Hashtag viral TikTok. This creates a personally curated TikTok feed that is unique for each and every one of their 1.4 billion monthly active users. And I'm sure we've all seen and liked that one cute puppy video, then proceed to see a dozen more cute puppy videos in our feeds. 2 hours later, you're stuck in the TikTok scroll. So TikTok does help us discover new content. Their algorithm allows users to not only view videos from their followers, but also to discover similar content from their For You page. So based on a user's engagement with their videos, TikTok will quickly adapt and evolve what you see in your feed. Now that we know a little bit more behind the algorithm, we'll talk about how UGC impacts this algorithm.
Perfect. So TikTok is heavily focused on UGC content. For those of you who don't know what UGC stands for, it stands for user generated content. And that heavily focuses again on the user. So when we mean by user, it means by, let's say you have a product, the customers may buy your product, do a video on TikTok where they like unbox your product, maybe use it a bit. That's UGC content. They may tag you in the video, and then you can use it on your own profile and blast it around your marketing efforts. So the reason why this is such an important style of content, and the benefits of it, is that it comes off extremely authentic and relatable because it's the actual user using your product or service and showing how it works. And it makes it just come off authentic rather than just a really commercial type video that you may see on TV. So because of that, it comes off a lot more trustworthy because again, it's more authentic. And it also helps build a connection because it's showing a real experience of someone using the product or service. And also too, because it's UGC, a lot of the times you end up working with influencers to create this UGC type content. And that could actually help remove some of the inspirational needs you may have yourself and just rely on the influencer to come up with the creative idea and use their own self-expression because they're going to be the ones who know their audiences the most, and they'll be able to really connect with them. And then with that connection, we'll also create a connection with your brand or business. And the last one is that UGC content in general is just a great style of content for any social media platform. So if you have a really good UGC content on TikTok, chances are if you post it on YouTube Shorts, if you post it on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, it'll also perform really well there too. And that's where a lot of brands kind of mess up with their content strategies. They think they're going to create one video for one platform, but if one video really works on TikTok, you could put it on every other place and you'll most likely get good results on that too. So let's actually talk about why TikTok is probably the best for UGC content, why you should focus on it when it comes to virality and shareability. So like Kelsey mentioned, the algorithm is insane. It really helps with boosting discoverability. I've had friends who have less than 1,000 followers on TikTok and they get over 1 million views on some videos because it's not about the amount of followers you have. The algorithm only cares if people engage with your content. And that's a really good way for you to boost discoverability really quick if you just join the platform. Because I know a lot of people, for example, I've thought about starting a YouTube channel or an Instagram page or something, but in my head, I'm like, going to take so much time to get followers or subscribers. I'm not going to get that much views. Like, why am I going to put so much time with that? With TikTok, you're going to be able to post something, and all you need to do is hit the algorithm wave, and you can blow up and go viral instantly. And that's why a lot of TikTok, or I want to say TikTokers, but a lot of people are trying to be TikTokers and trying to grow an influence in that space because they know that the algorithm will allow them to do that. And that's actually really good for a lot of brands because that means that there's a lot of influencers out there who are probably in an industry and space who'd be willing to partner with you because they're trying to also create content for themselves and partner with brands and stuff like that. So it gives a really good opportunity for you to find influencers to help create the UGC style content and go viral. And then also too, like I said prior, what works on TikTok will most likely work on other platforms. So I had a client one time where he did a TikTok and he got over 2 million views, and he has less than 5,000 followers on TikTok. He got over 2 million views on TikTok, got that same video, posted it on Instagram, and he got 1.2 million on that one. So the virality is there. If you really want to get awareness within your industry, TikTok is where to be.
Okay. And so speaking of that, let's talk about some more benefits in terms of cost effectiveness. So, like we said earlier, Facebook and Instagram being the pioneers, they're still great platforms where we do expect that your business should probably be advertising to generate that low cost traffic. However, as you can see here at the diagram, you may see TikTok cost per clicks come as low as 20 cents when you start advertising due to the such high engagement rates that we can expect on the platform. It has organic reach potential. So through Spark Ads, which is their native ad format that enables you to leverage organic TikTok posts, whether that's your own or even from an influencer or creator you might be working with, and feature that in your advertising. That allows us to quickly amplify the reach of your own TikTok account's posts. And then due to the TikTok algorithm that we spoke about earlier, brands can expect an efficient use of advertising budget as your ads will be optimized in real time towards those who are most likely to convert. This will help us produce higher ROI as you're able to not only target users broadly, allowing that algorithm to work its magic, but also you can use more niche targeting via creator, video, and hashtag interactions and interests. So while you do need at least $50 a day per campaign to advertise on the platform, TikTok ads are still extremely affordable for both small and large businesses. All right, now let's get into just a little bit about understanding their audience, specifically for behaviors. So as we know, much has shifted globally in the last few years, leaving gaps in needs and expectations, such as factors including economy, the rising inflation and cost of living, health, we are emerging from the global pandemic, technology, everyday tasks are starting to move online, environment, global warming concerns, and society, mental health being at an all-time low. However, TikTok creators are using entertainment to help fill those gaps through reinvention. Therefore, brands can take to TikTok to tailor their content around three key forces that I want to talk about today. So first one being actionable entertainment. New ideas take off quickly on TikTok because everyday people like you and me are providing that entertainment value that's believable. Secondly, making space for joy. So much like Diego talked about earlier, how TikTok can be a dopamine slot machine. Amidst that personal well-being challenges, people are decluttering less meaningful moments to make more space to feel more joy in all its forms. And then lastly, community-built ideals. So through the power of TikTok communities and niche subcultures, TikTok users are collectively co-creating new ideas and pathways to achieve their goals. And a little bit deeper dive into that user behavior and preference. So as we kind of talked about, that consumption of video is always evolving. As you can see here, 4 years ago, we saw that Netflix and YouTube were holding the longest average time spent per day of video content. We're looking ahead to 2024, and we can really expect TikTok to not only pass YouTube, but now fall right behind Netflix. So some of the most popular content categories that stand here today on TikTok are mostly entertainment, fitness and sports, hashtag FitTalk, do-it-yourself or home renovation, and beauty or skincare, hashtag beauty talk. So of course, if your industry might not fall in these categories, no problem at all. Those are just ones that are most trending. So if you do fall into these categories, definitely a good opportunity to get advertising on the app. And TikTok users love the app. They spend an average of 95 minutes per day. That's over 1.5 hours on the platform, and they're opening it almost 8 times per day. And engagement rates with content creators. So that's at an all-time high. Advertisers can leverage content creators' organic posts through TikTok's native ad format, Spark Ads, which I mentioned earlier. And these ad types are proven to have not only a 134% higher video completion rate, you can expect up to a 70% higher conversion rate and up to a 40% lower CPA than non-Spark ads. So again, those are the ads just pulling in from your organic posts or from any of the creators or influencers you might be working with for your marketing strategy. So now that we understand TikTok's audience and why brands should be on the platform, Diego's going to go into discussing the characteristics of a winning TikTok ad.
All right. So first, the first bullet point is honestly the most important, because if you don't get this right, nothing else you do will matter with your video ad. And it's the great opening hook. This is usually like the first 3 seconds of your ad. And the reason it's going back to a point we made about attention span shrinking. If you don't capture your audience's attention quickly, they'll just leave or skip your ad or skip your video, whatever it is. So making sure you have a really good opening hook is crucial. We're going to go into that a little bit in a different slide on how, like, formats and styles I usually use to create great opening hooks. Another part of it is demonstrations. And this is really good because it is a UGC style content where people are going to be using your product. They're going to be unboxing it, putting it on, using it. Actually showing a demonstration of your product or service in use is a great way to generate a good, compelling TikTok ad. Emotional connections through stories. We've been telling stories since, our caveman days. Stories are embedded in ourselves. So if you're able to really connect with someone through stories, that is a great way to have that emotional connection with someone that really helps build trust within a brand and will most likely convince them to purchase from you. Social proof, that is showcasing testimonials of clients saying how great your product or service is, case studies of results you've been able to generate for clients, and so on. That'll allow it so that people can actually trust what it is that you're offering because it's been proven through other people. And the last one is a clear call to action. At the end of every video, you need to make sure you tell your audience what it is that they need to do after, whether that's click the link below to purchase, click on your bio so they can follow you for more content, whatever it is, you have to be sure to tell them what is the next step in the buying process. So now let's get into the part that actually happens before you even press record. If you don't do this, you're probably going to end up failing with not even just TikTok ads, with any ad. And you have to make sure that you have an audience message match. And what I mean by that is making sure that the message you have in your video resonates with your audience. And that is done way before you actually start creating your marketing strategy. And that is done through market research and finding pain points to focus your content on. So how to go about actually finding those pain points, I put them in order. I use them all, but in terms of like importance and where you're going to get the most bang out of your buck is number one, actually talk to your customers, learn the language they use to describe their own pain points, because one of the best ads you can see is when you see it and you tell yourself, man, I was thinking that, or they took the words out of my mouth. If you can get that reaction through your audience, then they'll be a lot more likely to resonate with you and your brand. If you don't have access to customers directly, talk to customer success people or customer facing people. You can listen to sales calls, customer support, whatever it is, and try to understand what are common pain points that come up when they're talking to clients. If you don't have access to that, then go to review channels, go to Google My Business, go to Yelp, whatever it is. Search up for your competitors and even search up your own and look for the negative reviews. That's where you get the most gold. The negative reviews are where people are going to be complaining about their problems or whatever it is, what they don't like about your competitors and so on. And that gives you information to help you stand out from the rest. And last one, this is a new one, the one that I started using and I actually really like using it, is ChatGPT. If you haven't used ChatGPT, I recommend you do. Just start playing around with it. I think it's a really good tool for marketers. Don't think it's at a point where it's going to replace this yet, knock on wood. But it is at a point where it can really help you jumpstart your market research and really kind of understand your audience, because it's basically an AI tool that gets the data from, I think it's prior to 2021 or something. ChatGPT 4, I think, is more recent, but has a lot of really good information to pull from. And basically what I do with ChatGPT is I have a discussion with it. So I tell it, I have a client who is in the first-time homebuyer education. So I tell ChatGPT, pretend that you're a first-time homebuyer. What are some of the struggles you're dealing with today? And then it'll spit out a list of problems that it's dealing with. And then I say, now describe these problems as if me and you are having a conversation. And then it spits it out, and that gives me great ideas on the language first-time home buyers use when they're describing the problems that they're facing. And that's great copy that I can put on my website, that I can put in a script for a video, and so on. That's has helped me so much in being more efficient with my market research. Once you actually have your list of pain points, you're going to want to write them down on a Google Doc, on a spreadsheet, whatever it is. Just make sure you list them in, and then have an exercise, or do an exercise where you imagine the desired state or the outcome people want to face. What is, they're in their pain right now. Where do they want to be? That is a desired state that they want. And that's a really good exercise for you to understand, like, all right, I'm going to talk about this pain, and then I'm going to talk about how my product or service can help them achieve this desired outcome. And then this is key. Every video you create should focus on one pain point and how your product or service solves it. A lot of the times brands try to throw the kitchen sink at their customers by saying, we do this, 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 this. But when you do that, the customer can't really focus on one pain point that resonates with them, and they just feel overwhelmed with the messaging, and they end up just ignoring the ad completely. Because when you feel overwhelmed, you more likely just ignore it because you don't want to deal with that overwhelmed feeling. So let's say you have 5 different pain points for your product or service. Create a video for each of them. And chances are one of those videos is going to outperform the rest. And that is a signal to you to say, okay, this is the pain point my clients really care about. So I'm going to create more video content around this pain point and probably dive a little bit deeper into it, maybe sub pains or, so that is usually the strategy that I do. This usually takes, I spend like a week in this phase itself, just understanding my customers. If you can understand your customers and understand the language they use to describe their problems, then the marketing part of everything is going to be a lot easier instead of you just trying to guess what's going to resonate with your customers. So I mentioned the most important part of a video, and it's the opening hook. So what are some templates that you can use? Again, attention spans are extremely short. So how can you get their attention quick? And some effective opening hooks that I've used before are one thing called pattern interrupt, or being polarizing is another one. So what is a message that everyone in your industry is saying? How can you say the complete opposite? That way, so when someone actually scrolls, you're like, oh, wait, I was expecting you to say this, but you said something else. Like, what do you mean? So I have some examples. I remember it was about like 2 years ago. Facebook ads, or it might have been a little more, but Facebook ads was a big thing. YouTube ads were just coming up. And I'm a YouTube consumer. I like listening to my podcasts every now and then. And I would always see a YouTube ad come up that would say, YouTube ads beat Facebook ads every time. And that really got my attention because all I heard about was Facebook ads. I didn't really even hear about YouTube ads. And now some guy's telling me that YouTube ads is better than Facebook. So that really helped get my attention. And this is something that isn't just for videos, it's for advertising in general. I remember it was a funny story. I was driving down the 405 here in LA, and if you're from LA, you probably have seen Call Jacob billboards. It's like a yellow billboard. It's for like accident insurance or accident lawyers. Um, and I was driving down the 405 one time, and the billboard was upside down. And I was like, the first thought I thought was, someone's for sure getting fired. Um, so I just went about my day. I was like, that's a big mistake. And then a couple of days later, I was driving down the street and I saw another one of his billboards upside down. And I was like, oh, so this is not an accident. This is purposeful. So I actually searched up, why are Jacob ads or billboards upside down? And basically, I went to his website, and on his website, it said, when you're in a car crash, your life turns upside down. That's why we're here to help. I was like, wow, that is really good marketing. So it's about being polarizing. You're not expecting a billboard to be completely upside down when you're driving down the street, and that's for sure going to get your attention. And then one that I'm sure a lot of people here would remember was, I think it was 2 years ago during the Super Bowl. You're usually expected to see a funny video or something like that. But crypto.com, they ran a 30-second ad of just a QR code bouncing around the screen. And I think that ended up crashing their website because so many people scanned it. You're not expecting that. So that's a great way to be a pattern interrupt. What is it that people are expecting to see, and how can you interrupt that pattern to get their attention? Another one is to ask a question, a what if question. So a great formula that I usually like to follow is, what if you could achieve desired result? And remember, you're going to get your desired result if you do their market research without pain. So what is the pain that you're trying to talk to in your content? So an example could be like, what if you could get the body of your dreams without suffering through eating boring and bland food all the time? So that is a great way to get someone's attention because they want to achieve the desired result, but they want to do it without having to experience the pain point. Another one is a problem solution. So you introduce a problem immediately that resonates with your audience, and then you offer the solution. Again, problem, pain point, solution, desired outcome. So for that one, I actually purchased something. It was like a ChatGPT marketing prompt. And the hook that got me was, ChatGPT is insane if you know how to use it properly. So that's the problem. Do you know how to use it properly? Most people don't. That's why we created the ultimate ChatGPT prompt pack for marketers. And then through it, they showed a demonstration of them going through the prompt pack, seeing what you can do through it, and so on. And that company, I've been studying them. They have been scaling like crazy. They started off with one product, and now they have a plethora of products all around ChatGPT. In case if you're wondering, there's probably a bunch of marketers here. It's called Central Labs. I think centrallabs.com. They have a lot of stuff. So then another one, case studies. So how can you showcase a desirable result immediately? Because your audience isn't be like, oh, I want that desirable result too. So another example for that could be we helped scale X brand by 500% using the simple ad strategy most marketers don't even know about. Oh, don't even know about? Oh, so other people don't know it. That's a way for me to know a secret that others don't know, and I could use that as an advantage. And also, who doesn't want to scale their brand more than 500%? Um, and then lastly, education and value hook. That is when you lead with value. That is when you don't even focus on in your product or service. Maybe you just have educational value. And then the call to action at the end is if you want more educational value, sign up for this. Maybe sign up for the newsletter or buy this product. So for the ChatGPT prompt, for example, theirs was these Instagram AI tools are amazing. Here's how to use them. And then the ad was just about how to use these really popular Instagram AI tools. And at the end, it's like, if you want more of these, sign up for our product where you can get access to ChatGPT and more AI tools for marketing. So yeah, those are usually, oh, sorry. If you haven't, feel free to take a screenshot. I think we're also going to be sharing a replay of this. So you can have access to the slides too, in case you want to have these style hooks in your back pocket.
All right, thanks, Diego. So addressing some additional tips here for direct response creative. So we put together 6 of really what I refer back to whenever I'm giving my clients recommendations on how to create a really good TikTok ad. So starting first with saying it direct, speaking to the camera and breaking down that fourth wall. So what this means, and what I'm sure you guys will all see a lot in your TikTok feeds, is they're not filmed from the back. So they're filmed with somebody either propping it up on a tripod or them just holding it in their hand. So really attesting to that trend, ensure that you're having a mix of videos, both front and back facing. Seeing it fast, let the viewer see the product up front and keep your videos short and punchy. So 15 to 30 seconds. You can advertise up to a minute, but we like to keep it in that 15 to 30 range. Always ensure that your branding is in those first 3 seconds to really go back to what Diego was talking about that hook. How can we get people watching it longer than 3 seconds? And then showing it off. So show the product and how it works. So this is really common, specifically with e-commerce brands, when you might have clothing for sale. So doing unboxing hauls or how to style their clothing. So a lot of brands will send some creators free product. They'll then just take out the products directly in their home, try on different styles. Actually showing it in everyday life is really going to give more that native and authentic feel in the feed. And then fourth, shooting it lo-fi. So you don't need a big budget to launch on TikTok ads. Really, the videos that are feeling less overly polished and shot on your phone are likely to perform better than those where you may have spent $10,000 on a huge video shoot there. And then fifth, subbing it. So overlay text to convey value props and testing add-on stickers such as display cards to increase that engagement. So there's a few interactive add-ons that you can leverage directly in TikTok Ads Manager. So one being display cards. It's essentially going to take up more real estate within your ad itself. So it'll pop up. So leveraging something like this for maybe when you have new arrivals for your company or you're launching a new collection, you have a new webinar coming up. So definitely leveraging the display cards, and then also countdown stickers. So that is a very kind of instilling that sense of urgency to really get people to either click through to say register for your event if you have a deadline coming up, or even leveraging a countdown sticker for big upcoming sales. So thinking ahead to what seems to be right around the corner is going to be Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So if you have a huge sale coming up, maybe you're doing a pre-Black Friday sale, leverage a countdown sticker to really let people know that the sale's coming. Get them engaged, they'll start engaging, and then you can retarget people who viewed those videos. And then sixth, as we talked about before, sending them off, having that clear call to action for viewers to follow. So whether the person in the video itself, if they're pointing down saying swipe up, to find more, or click this call to action to purchase the item, really having that clear and concise is going to help that engagement rate. Okay. So now talking about video shopping ads. So video shopping ads help harness the power of TikTok communities and convert that demand into sales. For those of you who might run ads on Facebook and Instagram, these are very similar to dynamic product ads. So it offers a very simplified buying experience. You can access BSAs through the product sales objective within TikTok Ads Manager. And seamless catalog integration. So multiple ways to upload and manage your product catalog. BSA campaign can happen in just a few clicks. For example, that was an ad that I built here on the left. So just taking one of our clients' organic posts from their TikTok page through the Spark ad feature. So uploaded that into TikTok Ads Manager, and then all I did was add the product tag. So then you can see that the product itself that the female is wearing in the video, users kind of see the product more in an everyday life kind of view. They see the product information, and it has a seamless checkout experience directly in the app. And then an optimized ad experience. So whether your goal is new customer acquisition or retargeting, you can create an even more personalized experience using your product catalog and a safe and reliable data connection. And then automation across the purchase journey. You're able to unlock more sales with a new feature called Smart Performance Campaigns, or SPC. This is going to populate the right ads at each stage of the shopping journey. And again, for those advertising on Facebook and Instagram, this is very similar to Advantage Plus shopping campaigns, which is really kind of taking over in terms of generating that high return on ad spend, or any Google advertisers, very similar to Performance Max. So it's really, again, leveraging just the machine learnings that your pixel is going to start gathering from people who convert, and then leveraging their algorithm and then ensuring that your ads are getting shown to those people most likely to convert. Now that we know the characteristics of a winning TikTok ads, I'm going to go into how to track and measure these success. All right, so first I want to talk about TikTok analytics. So a lot of data that we can look directly in TikTok Ads Manager. So basic data like impressions, clicks, click-through rate, cost per click. A lot of video play metrics. So ones that I like to look at, you're going to be able to see video views. You're also going to be able to see 2, 3, 6-second views. You can see specific quartile views. So whether people are viewing just a quarter of your video, half your video, or seeing it all the way through to completion. You can look at that average watch time and even average watch time per person to really understand, where is that video journey? Where are people dropping off? And if people maybe are watching, the good chunk of the first 25%, but they're not hitting it on the completion, what is happening in that end kind of maybe 6 seconds that people are not engaging with the video anymore? Then, of course, engagement metrics. So things like likes, comments, and shares, in-app or page events. So I'll get into that on the next slide. But how to access these, same slide. So how to access these. TikTok Ads Manager. So logging in there, you're going to have a dashboard per ad account that you have access to. This is going to show you those high-level trends for both cost, impressions, clicks, and conversions with a nice chart. Then you can always pivot over to reporting. So you can build custom reports there through the metrics that I just spoke about, or directly through the app itself. Analyzing the audience demographics and behavior. So again, recommending that once you have the ad account created, go into TikTok Ads Manager reporting and then click Audience Insights. What I encourage people to do is actually adding in your custom audience. So add in your website visitors in the last 6 months, create a custom audience of anyone who viewed your TikTok videos, whether organically or through advertisements. Also create a custom audience around just your TikTok followers themselves. So what you're going to be able to see now is demographics, top hashtags and interest categories of people who have already been to your site, who are engaging with your videos, who follow you on TikTok. That can then help you identify a new acquisition segment that you can then target for more of a top funnel campaign. And then analyzing those video insights to help identify trends and areas for improvement. Again, in TikTok Ads Manager reporting, but now you're going to go to video insights. Video Insights is going to show you just a trend analysis for click-through rate of your top 5 videos or even your bottom 5 videos. You're also going to be able to see a comparison analysis that's going to show your click-through rate versus your cost graph. And here you can identify which of your videos are in the top 25, 50, 75% against your industry. So I found that really helpful to really identify where you should be spending more or what types of videos you should be producing more of. So if you see videos with high click-through rates, take those learnings. Those are meaning that people are engaged. But then if you see videos with low conversion rates, you might want to consider changing your landing page to help increase that return on ad spend. All right, so measuring success in ROI. So now looking at some key performance indicators. Some common KPIs that we look at for advertising, if we're going to think of the funnel. So top of funnel, these can be things like impressions and clicks, click-through rate, cost per click, or bottom funnel, which is going to be any of your kind of DR events. So whether that's an add to cart, complete payment, return on ad spend, conversion rate. Really here is where I wanted to talk about how to stop the scroll and how are you going to identify if you're stopping the scroll. So one key metric available in TikTok Ads Manager is 6-second focused view. So there's going to be a 6-second and a 6-second focus view. That focus view is going to be the number of times that your video is played for at least 6 seconds, but then it also had one engagement. So if you have videos with a high number of these 6-second focus views, know that people are stopping the scroll. They're not only stopping the scroll, but they're also engaging with the video. Produce more videos with the high number of 6-second focus views. You can also look at something that I like to call a thumb stop ratio. This is not necessarily available in Ads Manager. We use a creative reporting tool called Motion that does show us this metric, or you can calculate it on your own. But essentially, it's going to be a 2-second view divided by impressions times 100. So again, that is a thumb stop ratio. So if you think about that and stopping the scroll, if your videos have a very high thumb stop ratio, so I'm talking 50% or above, that means you really are captivating your audience. People are actually stopping to watch your video. And again, compare that thumb stop ratio to conversion rate. So if you have a high thumb stop, but not a high conversion rate, consider retesting a different landing page. Setting goals and benchmarks. So reviewing performance, I recommend after 2 weeks in those video insights that I just mentioned to see where your click-through rate and conversion rate are faring against your industry. Then you can set those goals accordingly, especially if you're a new advertiser. Monitoring that progress and adjusting accordingly. So we definitely always go in throughout the week, adjusting your budget towards the top performing campaigns throughout the week and the month. And then ensuring that these are all in alignment with your overall marketing objectives. So setting real expectations. For new advertisers, it can take 1 to 3 months to get out of these learning phases that I'll talk about in a few slides. So your KPIs should start more top of funnel if you are a new advertiser, and then slowly move down towards bottom funnel. And some examples of KPIs, what I would recommend if you're new or even if you've been advertising, try to aim for a click-through rate between 0.5% and 1%, and a conversion rate between 1% to 2%. Always allow at least 2 weeks for your ads to run without making any changes before assessing that performance. And again, if you fall kind of below these benchmarks, not to say your ads aren't working, but definitely something that you can trigger as something you can improve on.
I guess a question for you, Kelsey. Would the time frame change based on how much you're spending? Like, is 2 weeks always for everyone, or is it about how much you spend?
So I'd say, so typically it takes at least a week to get out of that learning phase, but it can take up to 2. So that's why I mentioned the 2 weeks. But then also with that, really pay attention to the delivery in the learning phase. So if you're spending a lot, you're probably going to get out of that learning phase quicker. If you're out of learning, that means the algorithm already understands what your campaign goals are, and then you can make changes accordingly.
For sure. All right, so let's actually get into some TikTok tips and tricks. I think first one is for you, Kelsey.
Cool. All right, so collaborating with influencers. So Diego talked about earlier, user-generated content. So definitely something that we do want to recommend you get into your strategy. So to A/B test not only against videos that you may be designing in-house, but also leveraging that UGC or influencer content. Influencers are a great and easy way to get that UGC style content for that most engaging form on the platform. You can identify the right influencers through something called TikTok Creator Marketplace, or TCM. It is the official platform for brand and creator collaborations on TikTok. You can use it to identify the right influencers based on your target audience. It is free to join if you are already set up with an ad account. However, prices may vary depending on which creators that you work with. I will say that TikTok does occasionally do a lot of new ad coupons or credits for new advertisers. So definitely take a look in there. And again, the ranges in price will definitely range dependent on their profile size. But making sure that you are creating mutually beneficial collaborations. So ensure that the demographics of their followers fit with your ideal target market. Historically, when social media influencers hit the space, it was the Kim Kardashians of the world. But we all know if you were to partner with someone like that, yes, she may have 10, 100 million followers, but her engagement rates are likely to be low and not as matched with your potential audience. So even though a creator and influencer might have a smaller following, look at the audience demographics, really understand if that's what you're going after. And you can do this by applying filters directly in TCM. So you can filter to find creators based on location, their industry. You can look at their follower count. You can look at their demographics in terms of gender and age, or even their average views per video and their engagement rates. So establishing clear goals and expectations, really state the deliverables request in detail. So for example, if you want 2 videos per month, if you want maybe more of a lifestyle video versus a focus on the product itself, really be as detailed as possible in your request to ensure that there's not so much back and forth and you can really get the video out and published. One more recommendation here with influencers is always recommending a promo code unique to that creator. So for example, if I was the creator, you're working with me, give me a promo code that says maybe Kelsey15. And then that way you can best track that performance of the creator content. The worst thing you want to do is partner with a creator and then say you do actually pay them $5,000 for an extended period of a contract, but then you have no idea what kind of sales you got. So promo codes are going to be the best way for you to attribute those sales back. All right, so I mentioned earlier that I'm going to be talking about a funnel. This has been my bread and butter for myself and my team in terms of how we set up campaigns for success, specifically for any DR advertisers that we might have here in the webinar. So again, setting that expectation, it may take 1 to 3 months to really fully move through this funnel from top to bottom and ensuring that you're clearing these learning phases. So how this works is each time you exit that learning phase and move down the purchase funnel, you'll want to create a new ad group for the next objective or conversion location. While you do need 50 conversions in a week to clear that learning phase, you shouldn't be moving down the funnel from stage 1 until the goal in stage 2 is already hitting 50 conversions a week. Therefore, I'm going to walk through kind of how you should build and launch these ad groups. Starting here at the top with gathering, learning, and building audiences. This is going to be a conversion campaign, but it's going to be optimized for view content. So sticking that view content event on all your product pages. So really just optimizing for the very first touch point that a user might make for e-com advertisers specifically. And this is going to leverage broad targeting. So we talked about how sophisticated the algorithm is. Do not put any target layers in there. I know it can be a little scary at times that you're not, qualifying it in terms of interests and behaviors. Definitely leverage any kind of location, age, and gender that you might need to apply. But again, let the algorithm work its magic and let TikTok start to gain those learnings of what types of people are going to convert off your ads. Once you've gathered those learnings, you can move down to step 2. So that's going to be your targeting test. Again, a conversion campaign, but now you can optimize for add to cart. Still leveraging the broad audience targeting, but now introducing a more narrow and segmented ad group. So around specific interest, behavior, hashtag targeting, see how that fares against your business as usual ad group. And then once you've cleared that learning phase, now you can move down to the purchase objectives. So conversion campaign optimized either for initiate checkout or complete payment. Again, using now the more segmented interest and behavior audience segment that you built. You can also introduce a new ad group, maybe by lookalike targeting. So it does have the ability to upload any of your customer CRM list. You can build a lookalike off of that, building lookalikes off your site traffic, off your video viewers, etc. And then also here, you should be implementing retargeting as well. So ensuring that you have that TikTok pixel on site, retargeting not only website visitors, maybe cart abandoners. You can also retarget anyone who engaged with your videos and anyone who follows your page. So a lot of different kind of full funnel strategy here, but really want to make sure that you don't just jump the gun and go right to complete payment, because you likely are not going to get enough data in order for TikTok to properly optimize your campaigns.
For sure. And Kelsey, you keep saying DR. Just so people are, so people are on the same page. There's 2 different types of advertising. DR stands for direct response, and the other type of advertising is branding usually. So when you think of branding type of advertising, I always say Coca-Cola. When you see a Coca-Cola commercial, at the end of the commercial, they don't tell you, hey, go to your local liquor store or whatever and buy a Coca-Cola. It's just branding. It's just about getting their name out there. And that really works for a lot of corporations, big people who have a lot of money. But for more small businesses where you need a direct response, you actually need someone to click or call or, get in touch with you. That's where you have to get a DR type style content, direct response, where you tell them, click the link below, purchase my product, give me a call, whatever it is. How are you getting them to actually take an action towards becoming a customer? And I always recommend, if you want to learn more about direct response, I always recommend Dan Kennedy. Just search up his books. He's a godfather in direct response space. just a little tip there. So, tips and tricks for TikTok in terms of cross promoting your content on other platforms. This is something that I kind of learned the hard way. TikTok videos work on other platforms, but other platform videos don't always work on TikTok. And that I think is because mainly TikTok is UGC content, and UGC content just works because it just comes off again authentic and relatable. Works on all the platforms. People just really like that style of content. If you were to send, if you created 10 videos on TikTok, 9 out of those 10 will probably work on Instagram. Whereas if you created 10 videos on Instagram, maybe like five or less will work on TikTok. And that's also because, too, with ratios, TikTok is the full screen, whereas sometimes on Instagram you can create a square video or whatever it is, and if you just paste that into TikTok, it doesn't follow the same format and like the dimensions of how the content is consumed, and people just can tell that it's not a native a native TikTok style of content. And when it comes to actually cross promoting, it's really important to do that when you have a really good TikTok video and put it on Instagram, put it on YouTube Shorts, and so on, because it helps reinforce your brand messaging and identity across all platforms. Some people may find you on TikTok, but then they're probably going to search you up on Instagram, or they might search up a longer form video that you did on YouTube. And you want to make sure that your brand messaging is congruent across all different platforms. And because TikTok, like I said, works on other platforms, it helps you expand your reach and your visibility across multiple platforms. So I'll bring back the example that I gave earlier of my client, where he had a 2 million view video on TikTok. We posted it on Instagram, and that had 1.2 million. No additional work, literally just downloaded the same video, but he is able to expand his reach and visibility across multiple channels because he found what worked on TikTok and posted it somewhere else. And another thing, too, is short form can lead to long form. This is not a presentation to say stop doing long form content, only focus on short form. I think long form content is really crucial for people who want to really dive deep into a topic or something. I mean, this presentation is an example of long form content. I've already been here for almost an hour now, guys. Time flies. But basically, short form is a great way for you to capture attention, give people bite-sized pieces of your longer form pieces of content, and then they're going to think, oh, if I got a lot of value from this short form content, let me go see the entire podcast, let me see the entire video. I can count so many podcasts that I've come across because I saw them on TikTok and I was like, oh, that was a really interesting topic. Let me go see the entire video. And then I go to YouTube and actually consume the content and so on. So that's a really good part of content strategy. Sometimes people don't want to immediately look at an hour long video, a 10-minute video. Sometimes they need a little taste with short form content. So this one's actually one of my favorite strategies. A lot of the times when I tell people about TikTok ads, if you really want to be good at TikTok, you have to use the platform because it's always changing. A lot of trends always come up. But how do you actually use the platform in a productive way? Because I know a lot of people here don't want to be spending their time scrolling through TikTok, watching dog videos and stuff. I know it sounds good, but we got other productive things that we got to be doing. So, how do you actually train your algorithm to show you the content that your customers are seeing to help kind of give you more inspiration on the type of content you need to create for your own brand or for advertising in general? And this was a method that I learned. I didn't call it, although maybe I should take some credit. 007 method. Basically, it's in the GIF right here, or GIF, however you say it. Basically, when you open the app, it's almost done. So I'll start from the beginning again. Right here. So you open the app, and there's a search icon at the top right. You click on that. And let's say you're in apparel space for men. In this case, I searched up men's fashion summer 2023. And then there's a filter icon at the top right again. You click on that, and I'm sorting here by like counts, which is like the most liked content, and then within the last month. And now I have a feed of content that's relatable to my brand, and that is the most engaged content my customers are engaging with. And that allows you to train your algorithm. So then now you have a list of those types of content. You scroll through it, and you're training your algorithm to show you content that your customers are seeing. And that'll really help you get ideas for your advertising and your own content. This is a great way to scale your ads because what works organically will work in ads. Because, I mean, how many times have you scrolled on TikTok, on Instagram, or Facebook? And once you can tell that something is an ad or a commercial, you immediately skip because we've kind of been desensitized to advertising because with social media and everything, it's just bombarding us. So, how can you make your ads look organic, look like they're part of the native platform? That's how you win with ads. And this is a great way to do that because you're studying organic content here. and you're training your algorithm to show you more popular organic content, and then you just use it in your ads. And then a bonus one is how can you actually spy on your competitor ads through the TikTok ads library? So if you go to Google and you just search up TikTok ads library, it should be the first result. And if you click on that, you can literally search up your brand's names or your competitors, or you can search up industry keywords and you can actually see other ads people are running and you can study them. You can even dive into the analytics of them, of like view rates and stuff like that. And that can really help you during your research process to understand what's working out there, what are types of content a lot of advertisers are doing. And it can kind of give you a better overview of the strategy that you need to take before you actually start launching ads on your own. So, Kelsey, you want to dive into some successful TikTok campaigns you guys have done over there at REQ?
Yes, and I understand that we are coming up on time. So just to confirm for everybody, we will be sending a recording out of this and also with our contact information at the end. But did want to showcase some successful TikTok campaigns and how everything that Diego and I just talked about, how it actually came to fruition in campaigns. So this first one is a great example that we worked on that leveraged our clients' current existing partnerships with celebrities to help increase that engagement. So we did a full funnel approach here for both new user acquisition and retargeting. So leveraging their partnership with Jamie Foxx, we were able to target new users with an affinity for both fashion and music. So this client specifically sells sunglasses and blue light glasses. But with that, we were really able to captivate and get extremely high, significantly high engagement rates, and higher than I've actually ever seen on the platform from just that video alone. Again, going back to the shooting it lo-fi, so front facing, there was not much into this video at all other than him just talking to the screen. And then also retargeting. So anyone who viewed videos or visited our website, we went ahead and leveraged their partnership with Haley Steinfeld. We had her record this video, again, talking directly to the camera, nothing fancy. But we went ahead and attached a TikTok 15 offer to that. So we were able to really track the conversion count on it and hopefully get high return on ad spend. So results here, we were featured in TikTok top ads for clothing accessories, and we're also in the top 50% for click-through rate and top 25% for conversion rate in that clothing accessories e-com industry. And not all advertisements need to be about e-commerce, selling clothes, selling products. This is an example of a lead generation-based client. So their goal was introducing a new social media platform that they haven't tried yet, to increase leads for their infrared saunas that they sell online. So again, full funnel approach. We targeted health and wellness related interests, behaviors, and hashtags. And we also built a lookalike audience off of their past customer list. And here we had just evergreen video ads. So that's the ad that you're seeing there on the left. This had much more of a polished feel, but again, it did very well on the platform. So that's why I do recommend always A/B test both polished video versus more of that UGC. And then we also did retargeting to those site visitors and video viewers. So we run promotional seasonal video ads. That one there was specifically one that we just ran for Memorial Day. And again, featured in TikTok top ads for these with hashtag infrared sauna. We're in that top 50% again for click-through rate and top 25% for conversion rate. And specifically over the last just few months here, we've generated over 3 million impressions, over 1.5 million video views, and our cost per lead is netting out just under $50. And the last one for me is going to be another spotlight here on Health Aid Kombucha. So they both just recently launched a new product line for cans. So not only just their bottles, we wanted to go ahead and test a new platform. So again, full funnel campaign targeting food and beverage interests and behaviors, and also kombucha related hashtags. We leveraged that new smart performance campaign feature, which is the purely automated lean on machine learning and TikTok's algorithm. So really all you do is just upload your videos and then let TikTok work its magic there. And we also have those Spark ads that I talked about with the product tags to help increase conversion rates. Again, very successful in terms that we were featured in TikTok top ads now for hashtag kombucha. You are able to get some keyword insights where you can see that now in cans was actually trending from this campaign, which has got exactly what we wanted to do. And again, in those top percentiles specifically for the fresh food industry.
Right. So I know we're talking a lot about content. Sometimes people can get overwhelmed by the type of content to create and stuff. So do want to give kind of a shout out in terms of going over our production perks if you do decide that you need help with creating this video content. Here at LemonLight, we do have access to a 10,000 square foot studio. We can create sets to film your products or services, whatever it is. And also too, like I mentioned before, we are nationwide coverage. So we are in LA, but we have video experts around the country and in some global areas. So where you are, we'll be able to get there. And then also too, if you don't have access to talent, any access to influencers and stuff like that, we do have a wide talent roster. So we can pick and choose from those to make sure that we actually have an influencer that fits the brand and style that you're trying to go for. And that kind of leads us to something where we need to practice what we preach. And we always say having a clear call to action at the end of anything. So if you do want to partner with us for LemonLight, if you need help with any of the video creation part of things, feel free to reach out to us. You can either get in touch with us through contact us at lemonlight.com, or feel free to just go to lemonlight.com and go through our get started form. And for Kelsey, you want to give your call to action? Oh, Kelsey, I think you're muted.
Sorry. So our specialty is going to be helping with your media buying and activation. So if you need any assistance in that, definitely, we are one of the managed partners here with TikTok Prep. So we do have very close connections to help improve our campaign performance. So if you'd like to reach out to us, you can email sales@req.co, or you can go to req.co and fill out our form.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, that was our presentations. Hopefully, you guys at least got one gold nugget out of it for your marketing strategies. But we like to open it up to Q&A in case anyone has any questions. All right, we have a good amount of questions.
Yeah, I can answer one here that I'm seeing. Does TikTok limit your audio or song options with a business account, saying that you've run into the issue with Instagram? So actually, Instagram very recently is starting to change that, where you now can get more access. But on TikTok, that is what I love. A lot of my clients may not have the sound or good music background to go with the videos that they may deliver to us, but leverage something called TikTok Video Editor. And that will allow you to input any of the trending songs that you see on there. So again, really capitalizing on the trends, but you'll build that directly in TikTok Ads Manager. And again, that's called TikTok Video Editor.
Perfect. I have another question here, Kelsey. It's probably better for you. Do you need a minimum audience or followers to run ads on TikTok?
Okay, question. So actually, you do not even need an organic presence on TikTok. So while I won't necessarily recommend that, I have had a few clients go live without having their organic profile set up. So essentially what you would do if you are in that case, or even if you're just brand new and you don't have the content there yet organically, we just put in your brand name, we'll update your logo, and so it'll still look polished. But the main point of an advertisement is getting people to go to your website, not necessarily to your profile. However, if you do want to start building that follower count, there is an objective in TikTok Ads Manager for engagement, specifically for followers. So in that case, you can kind of run a tandem campaign, maybe a small follower campaign budget followed up with a more direct response conversion campaign.
All right. This is a bit of a longer question, Kelsey. How often would you suggest companies post on posting? How often should you suggest companies should be posting ads on TikTok? Organic posting should be consistent, but how many ads should a company be posting or promoting a month?
Yes, and that's a great question. So creative fatigue, and I should have mentioned this when I was going over KPIs, is definitely something that you want to keep an eye on. Two things here. Whenever if you're launching a campaign and testing multiple ad groups, it's recommended not to use the same TikTok video in both ad groups. So what that is because TikTok's gonna see that you're consistently trying to push that video out too often. And as we know, TikTok loves fresh content. So with that, we do recommend that you are refreshing content. I would say at least every 2 weeks, if not more often than that, dependent on your level of spend. But these can be subtle tweaks. So that again is why we do recommend partnering with those content creators to really help kind of get that library of videos that you could essentially just mix into your media mix.
All right. Is the shopping ads on TikTok available in Brazil? And I guess this could kind of say, is there any features that are only available in the United States and not in others, or can you speak on that?
Yes. So I am not totally confirmation on Brazil. I know that video shopping ads just came out of beta because you have to use that product sales objective. But if you email us, I can certainly reach out to our rep and get back to you on when that feature should become available. So if you don't see it It's basically probably in beta, and then it'll should come out soon.
For sure. And then I guess one for me, how well would TikTok work for software? And does LemonLight have experience with software brands? Um, Software is definitely a great way in terms of UGC. Something that I've seen work is when you actually show someone using your software, and kind of speaking to the pain points and problems, like I discussed earlier, on how your software solves those pain points. In terms of our experience with software brands, we do have experience. If you go to our website, it's usually animation and explainer videos that we kind of work on, but we also do some UGC style content. So we have a portfolio on our website if you want to go in and kind of look into that. Um,
And then I
so
think
I know we are. What was that?
I can take one more if you want to just
For
do
sure.
one more.
Yeah.
The
Let's do one more.
suggestions for service on lead generation specifically, definitely recommend you still look into this because they actually just released an objective for leads. And now you can actually leverage lead forms. So similar if you have been advertising on Facebook or LinkedIn, leveraging their native lead form where the user does not need to leave the app. So again, I think this is going to be a great way to get higher conversion rates. It's going to auto pull their information from their profile. So definitely 100%. If you are a lead generation service, recommend testing your ads on TikTok as well.
For sure. All right, guys. Well, we did go over the time frame of an hour. Hopefully, you guys did get some value on this. We will be sending the recording through email, so make sure to check out on that. But other than that, Kelsey, any final words on your end?
Yeah. Thank you all so much for attending and hope to hear from you soon.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.